Alright, this is not another woke video. This is actually a review that almost didn't happen. I'll explain. Hey y'all, welcome to the channel. My name is Sean. This is UCM Pigs, and today we're going to talk about Bluetooth communicators, specifically the ASMAX F1. This is a paid promotion, kind of, sort of. They did send this to me, but I initially refused to do the review. But before we get started, let me remind you to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always on my channel, if you don't feel like typing words, just leave me an emoji. Let me know you're here. I would greatly appreciate it. So this is not going to be an install. I'm just going to go over some features of this communicator and why I've chosen to give this another chance. Because, you know, I'm an adult. I reserve the right to change my mind, and that's exactly what I did with this communicator, and it kind of came out of necessity. If you're looking for a good install video and somebody that really covers the features in depth, go check out Tweedledee. I'll put a link to his video here. He did a really good job showing you how to install this product and some of the use cases and specifications, which we're going to go over. But I want to talk about communicators in general and why I decided to go to the ASMAX and start giving it a try. So the backstory on this, ASMAX reached out to me several months ago. I don't even think the product was released yet, and asked me if I'd like to review this product. And honestly, I have a Bluetooth communicator. I use a Cardo PackTalk Edge, and I was pretty pleased with that. So I was a little reluctant to do it. They sent me some information. We talked back and forth via email. There was a time difference. They are somewhere overseas, and I just was getting a bad feeling about this. They provided me a lot of information, wanted me to cover a lot of things, wanted me to provide them a script of what I was going to say, and also send them the video for release. And I don't do that. On my channel, I review only products that I would use, and my content is my content. Whenever someone reaches out to me, I immediately go back and explain that to them. I don't do deadlines. I'll point out features, but it's my content. I'm unscripted. So back and forth, we agreed. I decided to give it a try, and because of the bad taste in my mouth, I just said, you know what, I don't want to review this. I reached back out to them, told them, you know what, thank you for the opportunity. I will be glad to send the product back to you. They told me to keep it just in case I changed my mind, and I did. So that's where we're at. Not knocking ASMAX. That's how they do business. It's just not how I do business. But let's talk about this communicator. So the F1 is kind of their middle of the road communicator. I think there's an F1 Pro. There's different models. We'll put some pictures in here. You can pick out what you want. The big difference is battery life. Most of them have the Victor 5.3 dual core Bluetooth for your Bluetooth communication, which is like the current version of Bluetooth. It is mesh capable. Now, it will not mesh across brands. It's only going to mesh with other ASMAX products. It will link via Bluetooth to something like a Cardo. I tested it with my Cardo. It worked just fine. It Bluetooths with action cameras. I've had no problem Bluetoothing it to my Insta360. It says you can mesh up to 10 people. This is a single unit pack, so I couldn't test any of the mesh capabilities. 50-minute fast charging, and it does charge really fast, and it's got some pretty decent battery life. Now that's going to depend on your use. For me, I have a communicator simply to answer the phone, to get turn-by-turn navigation if I'm using my phone, and also I can control one of my cameras with it by linking it via Bluetooth. But other than that, it's really just there. I don't use it a lot. It's just there. I have family. I have kids. I want them to be able to contact me, so I like to be able to answer my phone when I'm riding. It does have some really cool features like personalized LED. We'll go over those. Intelligent voice commands. It is voice controlled. I really don't know how I feel about that. It is kind of clunky. You have to say hi max before you tell it to do anything, and there's a whole list of commands that you have to memorize. I keep it kind of simple, you know, hi max, volume up, volume down. You can tell it you want to answer a call. You can use it to make a call, hi max, call so-and-so, and it will reach into your contacts or a link to your Siri and make the phone call for you. So I do like that, because one of the things that I really have a hard time with this unit, and it's already installed here on my helmet. This is the actual communicator. It's the buttons on it. It's hard for me, especially when gloved, to find these buttons. You pretty much have to, if you look, it's raised in the center. You have to find this point and then kind of feel down, because these two are what you do to press to power it up. And you'll see the LED light up, and then your volume up, volume down. And then there's, to connect via Bluetooth, different button combinations. The instruction manual, which they do provide, has some very good details on the buttonology. Very nice full color pictures. So maybe that's just a me thing, I don't know. Coming from a Cardo has little raised ridges on the buttons, so you can at least feel for the ridge and depress the button. So it's just kind of a Shauna thing, I guess, but maybe someone else maybe has the same feelings. I fed that back to them. They pretty much said noted. But it's a really sleek looking unit. Like I said, the battery life is good. It installs very simply. If you're not familiar with how to install a Bluetooth communicator, you basically have a cradle on the side of your helmet. You have two options. You have like some 3M tape you can stick to it to mount the cradle. I choose this little metal bracket that connects to the rim of the helmet. Your wiring runs in. You do all your wiring inside the helmet, and you have a mic inside here that sticks right inside there, and of course your speakers in your ear pockets. I have some B-roll here. I can show you what the speakers look like. They're nice size speakers, and they have their logo on them, and they're actually fairly good sounding speakers with some adjustments in their app. Now, we'll talk about the app in just a minute, but let me just show you this. So it is magnetic, but it does have a clip. So to put the device in the cradle, you're going to press it forward and snap it down, because there is a release back here in the back. You simply depress it and slide it backwards and it comes off. It is USB-C chargeable, so if you have USB-Cs, but they do provide you a really nice USB-C cable. It is braided, some top quality stuff with their logo here. And that brings me to their packaging. Again, I'll put some B-roll in here. It's very packaged very nicely, kind of similar to what Cardo or Cinema do. So they put some time and some money and some design into this packaging that makes you feel good about the product. And they provide everything you will need to install this on any type of helmet, whether it be a full face, a modular, a 3/4, or a half shell. Boom mic, speaker pads, all this stuff to get this in your helmet. So as I mentioned, you have these full color instructions, and by scanning this QR code, you can download the app to your phone from either Android, from the Google Play, or the Apple Store, depending on the type of phone you have. The first thing you're going to want to do is power the unit up, and you do that by pressing the front and the back buttons together, and it powers up. You see the LED illuminate, and then inside you're going to hear it say high max and give you a battery status. Now once you have the communicator on, you're going to open your app. Now you're going to need to register and do all that stuff. Pretty self-explanatory. It connects to your device. You have your basic information, but one of the things that I wanted to point out, let's point out a couple things here. Headset music effects. So if I select that, it's going to tell me no playback, so I'm unable to set my effects. This is where I was having a problem initially. I could not hear this unit going down the road at highway speeds, but there's settings within the app that you would want to set up before you do anything. So I'll just go in here and we will turn on some music. And now there's some music playing, we go into the headset effects, and from here you can adjust your sound. You can go pure voice, which is more for like news and audiobooks and stuff like that, audio gain, or you can personalize it. But it also helps when you're talking on the phone and stuff like that. This is your audio adjustment. You have your music to background volume, you have your notification sound volume, you have your call volume on your phone, and then this one right here was pretty cool, this personalized LED. So I can go in and personalize this LED color. So I can change the color. Maybe I want to change it to orange or blue or green or red. You can change your LED default colors, which I thought was pretty cool to personalize this unit. And I was only sent one unit, and I really can't, I'm not going to put speakers inside my helmet so you can hear the speakers, because really That's not a true test, because now we not only have the quality of the speakers they provided me, but the quality of the microphones I'm putting in there, it's going to be degraded. But what I can compare this to is my Cardo TalkPack Edge. I do have the JBL speakers for that, and they're starting to go. So that was a reason I was looking for another communicator, and then just decided to start using this one. Just age, they're starting to crackle and pop, but when they were sounding good, I think these speakers that came with the ASMAX sound just as good, because there's a lot of factors you're going to run into when using a Bluetooth headset, and one of the main ones is your helmet. Now, I wear, of course, the Biltwell lane splitter, and by industry standards, this is a very noisy helmet. Now, is it going to be as crystal clear as some Beats by Dre? No, but I can hear music. I'm able to carry on a conversation on my phone and have no problems with that. Another factor is going to be the type of motorcycle you ride. If you're riding a standard, a cruiser, a sport bike, something like that, where you have minimal wind protection, you match that up with a noisy helmet, you're going to have more ambient noise, which is going to make it hard to hear your speakers. It just really depends on your circumstances. So just keep that in mind when shopping for a Bluetooth communicator. You're not going to get that, earbud sound. I mean, maybe with a Shoei, I don't know. I've never owned a Shoei helmet, so I don't really have anything to compare that to. So I can do a little bit of testing for you, and what I can test for you is what my voice would sound like if maybe you were to call me on Bluetooth or on the phone, by linking it to one of my cameras and using it to talk. Now, I won't be using this as, a motovlogging option. You'll hear in the clip, my voice will cut in and out, because the microphone in a Bluetooth communicator is not basically live all the time. It shuts off and it waits to hear a sound, and then it will activate to pick up your voice, and then once you pause, it will shut off. It's kind of choppy. It kind of fades in and out. I mean, it's great for communicating, but I don't think I would do it for a motovlog or something like that. I've got my audio tuned in real well, and I don't want to look at another option. I'm going to stay with my current option, but it does let me control my camera, because it will allow me to use the voice controls on the camera, which is helpful when I have the selfie stick extended, maybe on my 360, and I don't have to pull it down, start the camera, and push it back up. I kind of like that. So let me show you a clip, or listen to a clip of me riding down the road at highway speed, so you can hear what the audio sounds like.
All right, let's get up to highway speed. Let's see if we can get out here in traffic without getting killed. This is a horrible intersection here. People just don't go. All right, so we're coming up on about 70 miles an hour, and I think the audio probably is still pretty good. I've done some testing, and I thought it sounded pretty decent. And I've been talking on the phone. I've talked to my wife a couple times, my kids, various people, and they really don't realize I'm on my motorcycle until I say, hey, hang on a second, I'm riding. So I think it's got a pretty decent sound when I'm talking to someone, and again, I'm able to hear the speakers just fine once I got into the app and did some of the audio adjustment. So overall, pleased with this.
All right, y'all, so that is the ASMAX F1. I mean, for the price, I think this thing's like $140 for a single via their Amazon store, and like $260 for a double pack. But there will be links in the description if you want to go check this out. I would encourage you to go check out some other creators and see what they've got to say about this. But if you're like me and you're looking for a communicator for just basic functionality, to be able to answer your phone, maybe listen to some music, listen to turn by turn if you don't have GPS on your bike, something like that, this is not a bad value, and it's a decent looking little communicator. I'm going to continue to use it. Myself personally, I don't group ride a lot. I don't mesh a lot with other people. If you're going to be doing a lot of that, your best bet is to talk to the people you ride with a lot, find out what communicator they have, and then buy that same brand. You're going to have the best, experience when trying to mesh with them. I think some brands like Cardo and Senna, or maybe both, will mesh across brand, but ASMAX is not there yet, so you may want to take that into consideration. So that's it for this week. I hope you found it informative, and until we talk again, you guys be careful. You guys be safe. Always keep your shiny side up, and we'll talk to you next time.